you get in a plane and you go into a cloud, and then you release silver iodide, potassium iodide, and dry ice. And basically what it does, like if there's like little molecules of water in the cloud, but they're not heavy enough to fall, they'll just kind of sit there. But if you add this to it, it will make the cloud rain. And not only that, they're doing it a lot in Texas and in California, actually. So the only, I guess, caveat is that
they overdid it this year.
Well, yeah, right?
Oops, too much.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Jericho. This is Zap, and we are the now 6-time international award-winning pop hip-hop duo Banded Future. We make clean, fun music that's easy to listen to with a sound that is uniquely Californian. Just wanted to add that for taste. And you are right now. What do you think? Did you like it? And you are now tuned into the Life of Circus. He didn't like it. And you are now tuned into the Life of Circus podcast, where we talk about things that are funny, interesting, and just straight up ridiculous, like that intro. So before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with at least 2 people that want to make it rain. And when I say that, I mean literally. I don't mean the other one. I don't mean the other one.
Wait.
Make it rain. Let's make it rain, people. What we're talking about today is the wholesome show. We are talking about cloud seeding, a thing I didn't know was a thing until recently. Cloud seeding. Have you ever heard of cloud seeding, Sir Zap?
I have not, but I also haven't heard of music that is hard to listen to. I guess there is, because you said our music is easy to listen to. And that's what really got.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's what.
Yeah, I think it's easy. Oh, dude, there's music that's hard to listen to. Yeah,
I guess so.
Yes, there is. Yeah, definitely. I've declared that.
That was just interesting. I was just like, huh. It made me think of all the music that's hard to listen to.
I've heard much music that I was like, I cannot do this anymore.
Sexy Red.
Wow. You read my mind. It's crazy. But you made me think about that person, so I'm sad now. But it's okay. So we're going to talk about cloud seeding.
People.
Cloud seeding. It's, so you should. But
hey, cloud seeding. The government controls the weather? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. All right, that's been another episode of the Life Circus podcast. No, it's
hi everybody.
Basically, it's something that they've been working on for a long time, because I heard it again in an interview with Joe Rogan. He was talking to someone who goes to the Middle East a lot, and they were like, it's really weird. In the Middle East, it rains once a week, and they're like, what's so weird about that? And he said, well, that only started like 5 years ago. And they're like, what? It's like, yeah. So for the people over there who have all the money, because it's alleged, I haven't heard it announced, but it's alleged that in the Middle East has some trillionaires, not with a B, but there are some trillionaires that exist in the world. And with that kind of money, you can do anything you want. So cloud seeding is the process of literally what it sounds like. You basically make a cloud rain. And the way to do that is, it's interesting. It's debated whether it works or not, which is kind of weird. But the fact that it rains once a week in certain places in the Middle East where there's no chance of rain, I mean, they'll have droughts for months. I think that shows that it works a little bit. But basically what happens is that you go to a cloud, and they showed a video where you get in a plane and you go into a cloud, and then you release silver iodide, potassium iodide, and dry ice. And basically what it does, like if there's like little molecules of water in the cloud, but they're not heavy enough to fall, they'll just kind of sit there. But if you add this to it, it will make the cloud rain. And not only that, they're doing it a lot in Texas and in California, actually. So the only, I guess, caveat is that
they overdid it this year.
Well, yeah, right?
Oops, too much.
They were just, tweaking some of the knobs, and it didn't seem to work out too well. But the idea, I've always thought that I'm pretty sure they can do something like that. And I was like, yeah, I think they can. So that's useful. It can be useful, I think. But that makes me think of other things. It's like, so does that mean they can cause other kinds of weather? because I feel like that's one thing that as humans we're always like, well, I mean, how many times this year have we had it where like the rain messed us up? Like, oh man, we had a plan and the rain came. So what if we could make it not rain? So I looked into it. There's not too much out there because I don't know how to get to the dark web, but in the dark web, it's probably all there. But what I do know is that there are experiments going on to create all kind of things, and two made me question humanity in general.
Again?
One, yeah, I know again, right? One is at the University of Miami. They spent 45 million on an indoor lab capable of creating a category 5 hurricane. And it works. And the question is not why, just it's like what's the question that's more profound than why? Like just the point of being able to make something like that on a whim is crazy. But yeah, they said, and he quotes Brian House quotes, we can create the equivalent of hurricanes with winds over 200 miles an hour because they can, right? The other thing that they're working on, which is a little more, again, why? Because it's in our backyard. It's in Pasadena, your backyard. They're working on making a black hole. And apparently they've had some success with it. And anyways, all I'm saying is that's what's going on behind the scenes. But the rain thing kind of has some practical applications, of course, for crops and places that need a little bit of water. But just the idea that we can take weather and start to manipulate it, it's like how much are we gonna mess with this planet? That's basically my question. What possibly could we do more to this planet to control? Take the control out of Mother Nature's hands, and then try to influence put our human influence on it. Or my question is like, is there any benefit to this power that we're working on developing? He's looking down.
Man. You know what my thought was?
What was that?
It was like, okay, they're doing that. And then there's the whole AI thing, machine learning.
Okay.
And so then the robot's going to be smarter than us.
Yeah, okay. I see that. I feel like I see where this is going, but okay.
And then they're going to take the weather thing and the machine thing and create weather robots who rule the world. And if you don't comply, they're going to send a hurricane to you.
That sounds right. That sounds exactly right. That sounds like where we're headed. There is one other theory, though, about weather in general. And I heard this from an older man who grew up without the internet. So I don't know how smart he is. But what he said was...
Ooh, dang.
Well, I'm just saying, he doesn't seem like he was very informed. He said that...
People were smart before the internet.
Tesla. That's true. Well, he probably invented it. Him or Al Gore. So I think that...
Oh, what's he up to?
Just being cool, I guess. But they say that the people that do the voodoo in the Caribbean are the reason that the hurricanes happen there all the time, because they're trying to create a curse. Or it's been debated, and I'm serious. People will actually believe this, but the idea of just taking weather and making it a thing that you can control is, to me, too much. Just too much. Just let it be. Like we can't have everything work in our favor all the time.
Well, then, but it's like you said again with the AI thing. There's a good side and a bad side, and like a good side, I guess, would be, I mean, we obviously have a warming thing that's happening. Polar ice caps are melting, and like animals are becoming extinct. What if we could make it through this research? We could make it colder at the polar ice caps again, and undo some of the damage that we've done.
I have an answer. I heard Elon say that he would like to actually melt the ice caps on Mars and bring some of that over here because it's cold.
What? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. This is. I'm just talking about. It was like a 2-part thing. He actually wants to heat up Mars because it's too cold for us. Because that's his next thing. He wants us to get over there and colonize that, but it's too cold for us. So if he heats up Mars to a little bit warmer, it'll melt everything. It'll create an ocean like a mile deep, and apparently that's a good thing. But then also that whatever gas it is that's trapped there, it's colder than, so we can then take some of that and bring it over here and cool everything down. That's the logic that I don't understand, but that could be a solution. He's a smart man. He's very rich.
Okay, that's different than, I guess, your initial explanation sounded a little weirder.
Oh, I don't know what he was. I just was listening and like, this is bonkers to me, but it's a real idea. Let's get ice from another planet and bring it over here.
All right.
So there we go.
But the second way you said it sounded like it was a gas that made things colder that you're taking from the planet.
Oh, so gas is frozen on Mars, and then when you warm it up, it becomes a liquid, but it's still like really cold.
Okay.
It's not water.
That just makes more sense to me.
Okay.
It's like going to Mars to get ice. I'm like, we can make ice here.
Oh yeah.
That's what it sounded like at first.
Yeah, it's like super cool ice. It's super cool ice. That also exists. That makes me remember. It also exists in these clouds. There's this type of water that's colder than freezing temperature that's still liquid because of the conditions, and they want to harness that also, but it's just harder to do. It seems like it's easier to go to Mars and get some cold gas than to get the cold water that's already here on Earth.
Let's see.
I'm not a scientist. I don't think I needed to say that, but I'm just throwing it out there. So, or final solution, we just get Storm from the X-Men, make her a real person, and then she can just take care of all of it.
I mean, sounds like we are already making her a real person.
But it's not Halle Berry, though. I'd prefer it to be Halle Berry.
I'm sure it's just going to be a fat guy with glasses.
That's definitely not Halle Berry.
Just controlling the weather from his security desk.
I see Paul Blart Mall Cop in my head, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be something like that.
I'm disappointed now. Anyways, this has been another episode of the Life's a Circus podcast. We kind of talked about the weather and some other things. Elon Musk, science, muskrats, who knows? So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video.
There's that voice cracking.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not hydrated enough, but
this is the time where your voice changes and you get hair in places where you didn't expect it to be. It's okay, Jericho.
This has been a life circus. Wow, I got so thrown off by that. I didn't expect you to say that at all. All right, I'm just gonna wrap it up. I'll wrap it up. If you work outside and it's raining too much, you can't work. And so if they make it rain all the time, you'll probably lose your job.
They're gonna take your job. I don't know where the button is to stop it. Oh, there it is. Oh.
They took our jobs. They took our jobs. Take our